So, this is my second video, and I've just decided that I'm gonna just talk, and I'm gonna talk. There's a couple of things that came into my mind, and I wanted to talk about. I had been out of a job for the last 3 years, and I never have a problem saying that. Because I believe that, I'm pretty productive in my 3 years. I'm trying to find the true meaning of what I'm doing all this work for. What am I doing? What am I succeeding for? What am I trying to achieve? And what have I achieved in all the years that I felt that I was successful? I was doing a job, I was modeling, and I was doing jobs that I thought were really impossible for me. I just didn't think that I could be able to do it. I didn't think I could be able to pull it off. And I actually ended up making a good amount of money doing modeling, and I had a lot of free time to delve and dabble in trying to seek the things that interest me, which is philosophy and spirituality and freedom, living the life that you always felt was right for you, that you dreamt about, and this is where you want to be. And I was really successful in doing the things I wanted to do, and I got a lot of gigs that I really felt in line with. I felt totally in line with in all those jobs that I had. I had one job where I was a spokesmodel for this international, it's called the Taiwan Open, which is for Latin dancers, or basically all the dancing, this is called the Taiwan Open. And they had people performing like samba and all those, just kind of those types of dances. And I was there, I did my dance, and I spoke to thousands of people, and it was amazing for me. I was just blown away at how big that event was. And I basically did everything that I set myself out to do, and achieved everything that I wanted to achieve. And then I thought to myself, so what is all this for, And I was happy when I was doing my job, but when I would come home, there was always this, almost like a loneliness and emptiness that I felt, like a nagginess, like a nagging feeling that there was something that I'm not doing and that I'm avoiding, or something that's not right, that I don't feel good about. And when I get those feelings, those on occasion, then I would go to hit the bookstore, and I would start, finding answers to my problems by reading the books. Like I'll find, okay, so if I'm having boy problems, then I'll be looking up, relationship books, or if I'm having philosophical problems, then I'll start looking at philosophical books and so forth. But there was just this feeling I couldn't quite put away, and I started to go down the wrong route. I felt like, they said that modeling is a very dangerous job, or it's a very it's a temptation. They'll give you a lot of temptation. They will invite you to take drugs or this and that. I never actually had those issues. I never met those types of people. Nobody tried to do anything overtly, out of my morality. But what happened was, I did feel like slowly there was some jobs I didn't feel like taking, such as like maybe for alcohol. I had to do a gig for alcohol, and I didn't really feel like doing it. I didn't feel like they were representing me, or that I represented that. I never take alcohol. I don't like alcohol. So I felt like in some ways I was selling myself out. Like there was advertisements that I didn't care for, soft drinks that I never drank. But slowly, and then there was like all these fur shows, and I felt horrible doing fur shows, and I had to say no the next year because that was just too much for me. But I felt like there was moments when I'd started to sell myself out, and it would be little, it'll be small things like that, small, and you can't really say that you did something really bad, but it was just, you take one baby step at a time, and slowly you're just completely out of alignment with yourself. And that's how I felt. I felt like I was doing the things I love, and I felt really righteous. I felt really, powerful, and I felt like I was where I wanted to be, but then there was that other part of me which was slowly getting sold out. And the part of me that was truthful, that didn't care if I won or not, And then, so these last 3 years, I took time away. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I just felt like I just wanted to get down and started reading. And I started to get into really deep stuff, like dark stuff about conspiracies and all this stuff. And that was leading me down this darker path. And my mother had to say, that's enough of that. Don't keep reading that. Don't keep going down that path, because it's not necessarily, like she felt that I was changing, but not in a good way, And so I had to pull myself out of that one, and I had to say, okay, so what do I want from my life? What do I define? How do I define my life? And what means something to me, And what is not just success, but what do I define? How do I create this life? And so I started to ask myself, before I said to myself, now how can I achieve the impossible? And I did. I did the things I felt like it was impossible for me, but I did. And then I asked myself after that, what can I achieve that is outside my scope of possibility? So what are the things that I could do that are beyond what I believe is even possible? And so lately, something had come up for me, and that something is something I never thought I could do. I just never thought that that's something it's even possible. And that's to create music, And I don't even feel very strongly towards music. I don't listen to it all the time. But I'm very sensitive. I know that my emotions are very full. I'm very emotional, and I know that my emotions are meant for something. Like I'm built for something. My emotions are not just meant to get me, in a dramatic, personal events and stuff. It's meant for me to use, and I think everyone is built that way. We're all built perfectly. That we're built exactly with the things we need to do the things we love. And if you love something, then you're supposed to go there. You're supposed to go down that route. You're supposed to experience with that. You're supposed to be experimenting with that. And we're all built perfectly. And I think part of the self-discovery is to discover even the bad things that you thought that were really bad about yourself. They're also part of the genius in you, They're just not used the right way, and when things are not used the right way, they become stagnant and they start to give you problems. And my time was almost up. So until next time, have a fabulous, miraculous day. Thanks for listening.